another lady. She's a Nigerian. She lives in France. So her name is Queen Ihowa. Queen Ihowa is a speaker and an entrepreneur. Queen Ihowa works with entrepreneurs, small businesses, and content creators in order to guide them on their brand identity and their positioning on social networks. Indeed, since the beginning of her entrepreneurial journey, Queen has been on a mission of helping entrepreneurs, project leaders, as well as content creators to turn their ideas into businesses, own their story, and to stand out in the digital world. With a master's degree in digital marketing and e-business, this Franco-Nigerian has acquired several experiences within various luxury groups, such as LVMH, Estée Lauder Companies, and Paco Rabanne. Her professional involvement in these structures has helped to establish an expertise in digital communications, philanthropist, and passionate soul. She finds satisfaction in being a solution to her clients, regardless of their business's needs. Authenticity, excellence, and integrity are part of her core values in business and everyday life. She is here today to give us an introduction to digital marketing. Thank you, Ms. Queen Ihowa, for being here with us. You can unmute your microphone. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much. That was so well said.
Thank you.
I hope everyone is doing amazing. Nice to meet all of you. So excited. I'm sorry I don't have much time because I'm working at the same time, so I'm just going to be extremely brief, but I hope I will have another opportunity to come in here and go into deep in what I'm about to just introduce to you guys. So basically, I wanted to just come in and just give you like a brief introduction of digital marketing, but I don't want to make it general. I want to really focus on 2 or 3 aspects of digital marketing. So I think, as you guys know, since COVID, everything has been changing, especially in the digital world. And for example, for the company I work for, which is Paco Rabanne, which is a luxury company, we have actually doubled our investment in digital marketing. So it's to tell you guys that right now it's going to be booming. Like even e-commerce is going to be really striving. So digital marketing, basically, I think you guys know because we're in the digital world. It's like basically marketing on the internet, marketing on a digital device. So selling and buying on the internet. And we use media channels like TV, online, social media to sell. Okay, so in digital marketing, we have a couple of things. We have e-commerce, we have content marketing, we have social media marketing. We also have influencer marketing, which is very common on social media. We have emailing, we have online ads, and so on. SEO, SEA, so many. So today I'm just going to focus on content marketing, social media marketing, and e-commerce. I think these 3 aspects of digital marketing are extremely important. And for social media marketing, I'm really going to be extremely heavy on branding. I'm a branding girl, and honestly, I've seen the impact of investing in your branding today. And I really want to focus on that because I know it's extremely important for a business, especially if you're a small business. You really want to invest in your branding. Okay, so I'm going to start with the content marketing. So for you guys, to just give you guys a little bit of context, I'm in charge of content creation in Paco Rabanne. So we kind of create like a brand content for 17 markets, so all over the world. So content is really the center of digital marketing. So what is content marketing? Is basically creating content such as images, videos, or whatever you want to call it, to reach a target, to reach a specific target and to say a specific message. Okay. But in order to create a kind of like a content strategy, to make it very simple for you guys, is that you need an ecosystem. For example, okay, let's say I'm a business owner. I have a business and I want to create content. You cannot just create content because, for example, I don't know, I'm selling wigs. Okay, I'm going to create content just with the wigs. It doesn't work like that. You have to be more strategic. You have to take your sort of like create an ecosystem, putting your audience and your target in the middle. Okay, I want to sell wigs for women that actually like to change their hairstyle. Okay, that is my target. Okay, where are these women? Where are they located? Where are they? Where can I find them? So you have the location, you have the age, you have so many persona that's going to help you to define your target. And then what are the kind of content that these targets actually consume on a daily basis? So if we're talking about millennials, we know that millennials, we like to read, we like to change, we're always looking for something new, we get bored easily. So you know that, okay, I need to create like creative and innovative content that's going to like maybe engage them in a certain way that they will remember what I'm selling. So when you create that kind of ecosystem, it helps you to now split, okay, where can I go on social media with this content? Okay, can I go on Instagram? If I go on Instagram, what content can I create that's going to engage with my audience? Okay, so to create this ecosystem for you guys that have businesses, I would suggest that you kind of think like a story. Okay, I'm selling wigs. That's good. Okay, what do my clients need? My client need a wig. But right now, she doesn't know I need a wig. She needs a wig. I need to create that kind of need for her. She needs to see it and see, oh, I need that without actually needing it. Okay, so I need to create a kind of story that's going to help her to picture herself into that need. So basically, I'm going to create a story like, oh, I need her to see like, okay, she's going on a date and she needs like a new hairstyle. Okay, I'm going to create that content, that storytelling content that is going to be targeted, that's going to be the story content is really going to be for her. Okay, I don't know if you guys understand this, but it's very important to create that kind of ecosystem. Okay, so basically that is the content marketing, is basically creating content for specific audience. We don't create content just to create content just because we're a business. We create content because we're going to use this content for a specific purpose. And also, we need to be very intelligent when we create our content. For example, when you go for a photo shoot, you really need to think 360 in a sense of, okay, I created content for social media, but I need to think about my newsletter. I need to think about, oh, my emailing. I need to think about my ads. So you really want to make sure that you have a checklist of your content, and it's not just only for one purpose, but multiple purpose, because you're going to end up creating so many content at the same time, so many content all the time. So when you create one content, okay, I create this video. How can I use this video for multiple purposes? Okay, how can I translate this video on my blog? How can I use this video on social media? How can I use this for my newsletter? So having that kind of strategic thinking is going to help you to really maximize your content. Okay, so that is very, very important to create an ecosystem. And after, I'll be talking about social media marketing. So basically, social media marketing is, okay, you're using social media to sell a product, to sell a service. Okay, we know that. But basically, the real purpose of social media is to create leads. When I mean leads, it's a sense of like social media, you need to view it as a way to create, to collect data from what you want to sell. Okay, so when I'm on social media, the idea, my purpose is to, okay, who am I talking to? What do they need? What kind of community I want to create? Having all this information is really going to help you to understand your business and how to present your business, how to present your product. Because most of the time of what I see with my clients or even on social media, people make this error or just coming on social media and say, I sell this phone, I sell this, it's the best phone ever. But you're not thinking of, okay, who actually needs the phone? Do they like my phone? How can I tell you that you actually need this phone? So having that kind of strategy, that kind of thinking is really going to help you to be specific on who you're talking to. Okay. And also social media is also building brand awareness. And building brand awareness is extremely important. Why it's important is because people are going to come on social media to discover the story behind your business. People don't come on social media first to buy. We need to be very honest about that. They don't come on social media. When people are scrolling on Instagram, they just want to get inspired. They want to get inspired. They want to get something positive vibes. They want to see, okay, what's trendy, what's going on, but they don't actually want to buy. You create the need for them. Okay. So when people arrive on your page, for example, they need to see the story behind your business. Again, I'm very emphasizing on that because it's so freaking important. They need to see the story behind your business. What kind of story are you selling? What brand image are you selling? Are you selling something that is extremely positive? Are you selling something that is, the design they're using? What kind of design are you using? Because that tells a lot about your business. If I see, for example, I go on Instagram and I see your branding and I see how your branding looks like, it's going to tell me if I'm going to buy your product or not buy your product. You see, it's very important. For example, on Paco Rabanne, we hire influencers. And the first thing that we look at is the Instagram page. Okay, how is the branding? Because the brand image is so important. It tells a lot about your business. Okay, so how to work on your branding. This is some tips I'm going to give you guys. I would suggest to do like a branding board. If you don't know how to do that, you can go on YouTube or even Canva. Just create a sort of branding board. A branding board is basically going to tell you your visual identity of your business. So you're going to have like your logo and you have the colors, the main major colors that you're going to use. You're going to have like the inspirations, the graphic, the textures, the patterns that you want to use for your brand. And after, you're going to have like the key messages. So when you create that branding board, this is going to serve as a blueprint for everything that you're going to create on your for your business. Okay, so when you start from there, it's going to help you to really focus on your brand image on social media so that your target can actually perceive the way you perceive your business. Okay. And then social media marketing is also, and very, very important, is driving traffic to your website. Again, I cannot stress the importance of having a website because social media is not our own. I mean, today, Instagram can just literally shut down. And it happened like 5 years ago when Instagram was blank, like no one could do anything and people just gone crazy because that business is based on Instagram. So I would not suggest to base your business on Instagram. That is a bad idea. You should have your own website. It's yours and it's yours, okay? And the idea of Instagram is to drive traffic to your website because again, your website is where people just purchase. They don't discover your universe or your storytelling in your website. They're coming on a website just to buy something for a purpose. So you got to make it straightforward when they get into your website. Okay, they get into your website. I'm selling this, I'm just selling this, bam, you're buying. Because I actually introduced you to my business and the storytelling of my business on my social media. And now I'm taking you to another purpose. Okay. And then also social media marketing is all about community and engagement. I always tell people that if you don't like people, you should not be on social media. Like, it's not going to be interesting for you. You should hire like a community manager to help you build your social media because it's all about people and it's all about community. So when you want to use social media to sell, if you want to use social media as a strategy for your business, I would suggest to create a community. Again, I was talking about the idea of, creating like a target, a persona, studying like your target, studying who are you trying to sell your product to. That is going to help you to build your community, because then you're going to create content, specific content for that kind of community. Creating a community is very important on social media. And if you study most brands that are really striving on social media, they have a community, and they make sure that this community is, they serve them content that really help the community to grow. So if you don't know how to create a community, I would suggest that you just start with what kind of message you want to give, what kind of target you want to attract. Just start from there and start building your community. Okay. And make sure that you also make sure that you're transparent with your community and tell them what you're up to, what are you doing, what are you trying to build in your business. Okay. If we kind of study Kylie Jenner, which is the first female billionaire in the world, the why first of all, yes, she's Kylie Jenner, but secondly, she was extremely transparent in her business. Like, she was telling what was going on, she was introducing everything, although sometimes she was lying, but she was still transparent in a business. So it's very important to be transparent. Okay. And also in social media marketing, I need you guys to also view this as a top door of your business. Social media is free, and it should be in the core, like in the center of your strategy. And I'm saying this because I'm seeing the investment that brands are putting on social media. It's madness. Honestly, it's really madness. So for small businesses, you guys need to stand out. And to stand out, again, is your branding, is the content, is your community. And so inside this world is wild. There's so many brands, there's so many things. And especially if you don't focus on media, if you don't do some ads, social media ads, we're not seeing you. Okay. So just view this as a really the center of your business. Okay. So that is for social media marketing. I'm not going into details. I will go into details for another time. I'm going to talk about e-commerce marketing. So I was telling you guys, it's very important to have a website, very important to link your website with your Instagram account or with your Facebook account. E-commerce has been the core, like, how can I say this? E-commerce is now one of the top priority for most brands in terms of investment and in terms of like performance. Okay, so the e-commerce marketing is basically having a website and selling a product or selling a service. So now for you guys that have a business or you want to create a business, an e-commerce business, where to start from? First of all, is you need to train yourself. You need to understand how to build like a website or how does it work, And after, what is very, very important is like you need to have a niche. Honestly, I know people say this a lot, but it's so important to have a niche, because as the more you're precise on your niche, the more Google, for example, for the SEO or SEA, gonna like you and gonna put you on the top front. Okay, if you're selling wigs and you're selling, I don't know, food at the same time, you're selling this at the same time, it's gonna be very hard for you to stand out, on the e-commerce world. So I would suggest to really find your niche and be very specific on your niche. If you're creating, for example, you're making wigs, I'm taking again the example of wigs. If you're making wigs, you need to be specific. I'm making wigs for Black women living in Nigeria, period. And you need to make that very specific, to stand out. Okay. So e-commerce is also a great way to also create leads, to drive people to another platform. You need to see this like Clubhouse, like you have different rooms where you drive people from one room to another room, for another room, because you don't want to lose them. It's really like a ecosystem, like a storyboard. Okay, so e-commerce is where, okay, you want your people, you want your buyers or users to actually buy your product, and then you don't want to lose them. it's not about just buying your product and just going. You want to drive them to another room, another space where you're going to engage them in another content that's going to bring them back to your website. So your e-commerce platform is a place where you really want to create like a user journey where they start from, okay, I put you into this box. This is my product I'm selling. I'm going to buy this product, and then I'm going to drive you to my newsletter that's going to help you. You know, it's free. It's an ebook. It's something that you're going to like. It's something that you're going to be inspired, you know, just the psychology. And then when you get them into that newsletter, that is where the game starts. You know, how can I drive these people back to my e-commerce to buy my product? Because or else you're going to have a lot of new buyers, but you're not going to create a community. You're not going to create people that's going to come back to your product. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. So basically that is what I want to emphasize in e-commerce marketing. And also I want to talk about influencer marketing. And maybe this can be a little bit controversial of what people tell you, but actually I really believe that as a business owner, you're actually an influencer, because everything comes with you. And influencer marketing is basically, how can I'm a brand ambassador of something, of an idea, of a business, of whatever. So you are the first influencer of your brand. You are the first brand ambassador. So you got to make sure that as an influencer, what do I want? What kind of image and brand image I want to see on social media? Okay, that is just for business owners. I want to emphasize. So in terms of like influencer marketing, is basically hiring brand ambassadors, hiring personalities to represent your brand on the internet, on social media, most of the time social media. This is really important for brands and for businesses, because there's some people that businesses they cannot reach. For example, there's some businesses that they cannot reach Black people. They need to hire Black people to reach Black people, you see. So influence marketing is basically just choosing these images, these personalities to represent your brand, obviously to drive sales, because it doesn't make sense if it doesn't drive sales. Okay, so for small businesses, I always tell people that if you're a small business and you don't have the budget to hire influencer, start with people around you. Actually, your first clients, they are your first influencers. How can you make your clients, your first client, be the influencer of your brand? They are the first brand ambassadors, you know. So you got to make sure that your first clients are the people that represent your brand. So you need to create something that's going to engage them. You need to create some challenge. You need to create some giveaways. You need to create so many like activations that's going to really engage them on the long run, so that they can talk about your brand outside, you know, they can talk about your brand on social media and elsewhere. Okay, so brands today, businesses are really, really thriving thanks to influencer marketing, because obviously they choose influencers that engage, that also bring sales, you know. And most of them that bring actually the money into the business, they are not top influencers. There are micro influencers, nano influencers, you know, all those influencers that are actually extremely transparent with the community, always, you know, trying to create that kind of relationship with their community. Those are the influencers that actually engage the most, that actually engage and also bring the money. Okay, so if also you're a business owner and you want to choose some influencers, I would suggest to choose like nano influencers and micro influencers. Okay, sometimes those top influencers, they might not be worth it. They might be worth it just for the brand image. Okay, this brand represent that. But the long run, in terms of sales, they don't convert that much. Okay, so that is for influencer marketing. And I want to just come back to branding again, because I'm a branding girl. I just wanted to give you guys some tips regarding your Instagram account. I would really suggest people that really want to, you know, sell their businesses and sell their product on Instagram to really find a niche, very important, and also really create very excellent content. Really invest in creating nice content that's going to attract. The first thing that we see on Instagram, and it's sometimes sad, but it's the first thing that we see on Instagram is the visual, is the video, is the picture. So you gotta make sure that you're creating excellent content. And then after you've settled the foundation, settle your brand identity, then you can play around. But if you haven't settled the foundation, people are not going to take you seriously. Honestly, people are not going to take you seriously. So that is my take on social digital marketing. I want to leave you guys to ask me some questions. If you have any questions regarding what I said, please feel free.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth Ihowa, for your teaching. So exciting. I'm also into online advertising. So I believe that I learned a lot from all the points you just gave. I don't know if anybody have a question for Queen Elizabeth. Okay.
I do have a question. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Hi.
I am so excited. Like the tips you shared. Actually, I'm an interior designer, so I sell interior accessories, and I'm trying. I remember 2018, I started by selling cushions, and I made a whole lot of sales. But then I was doing like the pre-order. You order, you wait for 15 working days, and it comes to you.
Yeah.
So at a time, because I was doing it all alone, so I got too lazy and I stopped. So now I'm back into business full time. I also have like a walk-in store that you can come and buy your accessories. But I found out that I have more sales on site and I have more sales online. I try employing some persons to manage my Instagram, but I noticed they don't like give
you the way you want.
Yes, because what I'm trying to give out, the name of my company is Camelot, and Camelot is related to the castle, the luxury and stuff like that. So I wanted something more vintage, with a modern twist. So I have this luxurious taste. Like when I pick out my accessories, I'm very, very, very careful. I don't like the shine, and everywhere. Yeah, but I find it really difficult selling online. I don't know if you have classes for that, or I don't know if there's an advice or something you can really help me, because I remember in that 2018 I sell online. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
And what were you doing? Sorry to interrupt you, but what were you doing in 2018 that actually worked?
I was selling cushions, same accessories I was selling,
Okay, but you didn't have any strategy, right?
Yeah, I just started, like, I was just like, oh, I can't get good cushions, but okay, let me just start selling. So I start posting pictures online, because I really do not have the money to fund it. So I told everybody it's pre-order, some people was like, oh, am I going to trust? And I just send you my main Instagram account for you to see I'm real and stuff like that. I don't know, all of a sudden I stopped, just stop, and I decided to focus on just interior designs.
Because the interior design is large, is very general, while the curtains was actually specific. That's why I was saying that when you are very specific about your niche, it sells better, because the thing about internet, and it's crazy to think about this, but people don't want to think. They don't want to think. I don't have the decision fatigue. They don't want to have that. So you need to be so specific that people just see it and say, I want this, period.
Okay.
You see, when we study brands like Amazon or even Apple, you see that when they create a new iPhone, people don't even actually think if it's better than the other one. They don't care. They just want it. I just say, I need it, that's it. So we have to think that way, that I think it would be great for you to try to, work on your business model. If you can make it more specific than interior design, I think it's going to help you. If you can maybe not go back to creating cushions, but if you can create another product that is specific, I think it's going to help you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, I do offer some coachings about, we can go deep inside the analysis and really see what you have been doing, what went wrong, and how we can re-strategize and create an ecosystem for it to work. So you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's
Okay.